Hi, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Miko, and I am a full-time eBay reseller. I live up in the mountains of Wyoming, and I'm just trying to deal with either no inventory in the winter, or right now, as you can see, just stuff absolutely everywhere. So for those of you who have watched my channel for a while, you know that I'm doing a consignment grouping for my friend. Her parents both tragically passed away, and so the jewelry is definitely worth money, and I continue to just chip away at that. It's bags of jewelry that I'm working on, and I do show you as I list it the stuff that I'm getting listed. That's going well. The actual costume jewelry that's signed, like the Joe Maz and the Whiting and Davis, those are the easiest to do, and they actually have $40, $50, $100 value. I sold one set of the Joe Maz for $400 for her, so that is going very well. But I have a lot of big stuff in my house from her that I needed to look up and that I thought maybe had value, and then I need to get back to her the things that don't have monetary value, because she does have some sentimental value in it, especially if it's only worth $5 and $10. Then she does want to keep it, but she can't keep everything. Her parents were collectors, and they had very nice stuff. I mean, the jewelry tells you right there the kind of high-end stuff they had. But the family divided everything, of course, and that's great. That's what it should. And so this is the stuff that nobody wanted, and it's still a lot of good stuff, so that tells you, oh, I don't even want to know. But anyway, I'm going to show you what I am sending back to her, and then a few things that I'm keeping. So it's all kind of over here. I just don't have the space to deal with this kind of a thing. What I'm going to do in the future is I have space over here where my table ends, and I can't show you on my webcam. It would be bending the computer too much. But I have space for one more folding table, like a buffet style. And I think, even if I don't do big consignment things like this, which I don't do much, I need one more table to where I could step over a couple of feet and have a blank space to roll her out clothes, to process. Right now, I've been, when my mom's husband passed away, it was the same kind of deal where she had, tons of computers, tons of all this stuff. And it's valuable stuff. So I took a printer, I have a computer. So I have two printers on my desk. I just have a lot of stuff and not enough room really to process. But especially in the small town where I live, I could go to the library and print my eBay labels if one printer failed. Like, that is something I could do, or go to a friend's. I could figure it out. But it's nice just to have two printers, because on a Monday morning, sometimes I have 50 orders going out. And so it is better that I just keep the two printers, even though it bugs me to have what I consider kind of clutter and a messy desk. This printer over here, too, also has a scanner on it, whereas this one over here doesn't. But I don't want to get rid of one because, like I said, I should have a backup with a business even my size. And my business is not huge, but it's big enough that I feel like I should have a backup printer. And plus, that printer over there, it just always works. I've had it for 3 years, and to replace it is like a $300 printer. So I just want to use it till it goes kaput. And then this one over here, I don't know what it costs, but the point is, I've just got clutter everywhere today. So what I'm doing is I went through last night for about 2 hours, and I looked up a bunch of the bigger stuff so that I could pull out what is worth it. And she, because of shipping and all of that on the milk bottles, not a single one really panned out. But let me show you what we got here, guys. So this little bag is worth $25 plus free shipping. So I asked her, do you want me to sell it? Her part will probably be maybe around 12 bucks by the time eBay fees and then my percentage. So I don't know if we're selling this or not. I'm waiting to hear from her on that. Oh, let's see. Space is going to be my problem, and I have to walk around things just to get to stuff. So bear with me, guys, on this video. This is my real life here. Okay, these, she had a good eye. These are not marked, but she knew they were mid-century modern. And these geese with the wings as a set should easily get $75 to $100 on eBay. They're very cute. I don't even like birds really, or pay any attention to birds, but I love the mid-century look on this. I love the wood and the brass. So these we are going to sell on eBay today. Sorry guys, there's just no other way to do it. I've got stuff on every surface, and I didn't want to make like a 5-minute video for each little box. I'm just going to have to walk around. This thing is darling. The name on it is Casige, C-A-S-I-G-E. It's dirty. I haven't wiped it off yet, and of course I'm not going to take any of the finish off, just like a damp cloth, just to get the dirt and the dust. This here is Art Deco. And then they make these with different little, you know, figures. And this one has mushrooms. And it does work. So, you know, you would have your... Sorry, I'm trying to hold it steady so you can see it working. But you can see where, you know, it's a play tin toy. And it doesn't have a year on it. Like, on the bottom, it almost looks like cheap and remade. But when you look these up, it's not. It's very rare. This should go for $75 to $100 very easily. So I'm going to get this listed today. This plate here, very beautiful. I love the cobalt blue. I almost want a cobalt blue kitchen. I just am in love with cobalt. But this plate sold for $12. It's not rare. It's a Bavaria, Germany, so I'm not going to put that on eBay. So let's see, where do my rejects go? I guess back here. These two wall pockets, very darling, very cute, but I found the exact same ones and a lot of people have them. These are very cute. Yeah, I don't know. I love wall pockets, but I'm already tired of what's behind me and I just don't need more stuff, so... And these have a certain name, you know, with Google Lens. That is just an amazing app. You know, Google Lens does help a lot. I'm surprised it wasn't what it does not help me with. Like, when I'm out in the field sometimes, I'm thinking this is a very distinctive shirt. And I'll take a picture of a blouse to see what it is or what the pattern is, and it won't come up. But on, like, this glass, it comes up immediately. And so these are pears and cherries and grapes. And these, you know, if she had 12 of them, then you can get into the $50 mark. But these have some wear on the gold anyway, and she only has 3. So these are not worth it. I love this. I have a red kitchen is what I basically have right now. Plus I'm getting into the oranges and the greens from the 70s because I just keep finding that stuff and I can't not keep it. This is darling. I would like literally have this in my refrigerator, and this is a water bottle, like, you know, because it's thin, it fits in there. I kind of want this, but I'm not gonna, you know, take it from her. But next time I see one, it's cute, and the ribbed glass, and the red is kind of worn, but no real monetary value, especially to ship online. It's like worth $12. Darling, but not worth it. This little globe, sometimes globe things can be worth a fortune. We've sold globes before, but this one's just a globe bank, pretty common, missing the stopper, not worth anything. This one, I looked up every single milk bottle, and it actually, milk bottles are easy to look up on eBay. I guess there's just thousands of collectors for them, and so I keep finding the exact one. I was worried that I may have to make an executive decision and decide, okay, let's just try that. But every single one that I looked up came up immediately. You know, I may have to scroll through like 20 to find this marking, but they're very common, and unfortunately none of them were worth enough to list. And the highest one might have gone for 20, but it's things like this, and they have to be washed, and they don't have a good sell-through. So even on the ones that I felt I could, by waiting 6 months, get 20 bucks for, I've got to wash these. She's only going to end up with about $8 or $10 because she's paying me plus all the eBay fees and the shipping. You get your eBay fees based on the shipping, so you're going to pay eBay fees on the $20 to ship this because I pack very well. So I would double box this thing, bubble wrap it, put it in a much bigger box. So because of the way I ship glass to ensure that it gets there, I get taxed on eBay fees a lot on this stuff. So all right, more milk bottles. I love these things. They're cute. I just would never, have the space or want the clutter, but boy, are they darling. They're just, pieces of history. I mean, to think that you woke up in this baby face. Yeah, this one doesn't have as distinctive of a baby face. This is like a cream top or something. This is like a 1 pint cream top. Something 1925. Oh my goodness, just pieces of history. To think that you woke up in the morning and the milk guy had just delivered this, just crazy. My dad's 75. I don't, and I don't know why, but he always used to think it was funny to tell me that the milkman brought me when I was young. I don't know. Is that like an older person joke or whatever? I don't know. To me, it's funny just because he says it all the time. But I'm like, why is that funny? But I don't know. Anyway, he used to tell me that literally all the time, that the milkman brought me. So I have no clue. A lot of these are from like Illinois and Missouri, but they popped right up. And unfortunately, even like this unique neck one I thought might be worth it, but they aren't. Not for selling online. And doing a big group on these, I know like I could get $100 for the group, but I pack in such a way that the people would have to pay like $100 shipping, because I would never put 20 milk bottles all in one box ever. I just wouldn't do it. Even though these don't have a lot of monetary value, so normally I'd be like, well, whatever, if I drop it, no big deal. But, this was her dad's stuff, and so I'm just kind of like, oh, I am anxious to rewrap these and kind of get them out of my house, because I just would feel bad, even though, like, I could buy it again, actually, on eBay, and, and that'd be fine, but I would feel bad. These are gorgeous. See, look at the ribbing and the detail. I mean, just cute to have your milk every day in these. I don't know. I wish we could go back sometimes to just, doing stuff like this. I have a lot of cute dishes, and I use them every day. This is called a baby face. So if you do come across some milk bottles, don't assume that they're all wrong. There's one I'll show you that if we had the bigger size, if we had the quart instead of the pint, a lot of money, a lot of money. This one is Racklin's Pure Orange Juice. So this is an orange juice bottle. But again, pretty common, not worth anything. He had paid, I think this is his receipt, because he was a collector, and they traveled the world, and, let's see, something, he paid for a half pint and $70 for this back in, is that 1943 or 83? I don't know. I can't read the date on that, but just very nice receipt from someone going to junk shops. This is from Jenny's Junk and Jewels in Wichita, Kansas, and I can't tell. It might be 1993, but I don't think so. Anyway, 30, 40 years ago, so the receipt is part of the history, so I'm going to, keep that with it. Oh, jeez Louise. Oh. After I just talk about breaking it, it's okay. She wouldn't care. I mean, she, is dealing with all this herself. Like, she doesn't collect milk bottles, and she doesn't love it. And same with the jewelry. Her mother had so much amazing jewelry, but it's a certain style that she doesn't wear. So, it's kind of that thing. What do you do when this happens to you? It's hard. This very faintly says 1/4 pint. So, darling, just like a quarter of a pint. Cute. Now this is the one that if you ever see it in a quart, this is a 1 pint, it says right here, but if you see this Upton Farm in a quart, I don't know, because there's only one comp and you never know if that's like if they got paid or not or what happened on eBay, but it was upwards of like $500 for the quart on this one if it was a real sale. It's like on Terapeak 2 years ago, so I can't figure out if it was a real sale or not. And these are very common, this baby face thing there, and then in the pint, they're very common, but I guess the quart is not as common. Same on this one, just, you know, grade A milk type thing. Ugh, now I'm afraid to pick up these milk bottles. Ooh. Okay. All right. This one is a Stafford's Dairy, just, you know, cute, but not any value. I thought maybe the ones that had the actual still paper milk cover thing would be worth more. Not in this case, they aren't. This is Carlton Hall. Very cute orange. This one's unique. This is a, I think it says J.W. Dobson's, but I was able to find it because it also has markings on the front. As unique as that bottle is, just not monetarily rare, I guess you want to say. Okay, Valley Farm, very cute. You know, her dad loved this collection, but just not monetarily worth anything. But I just wanted to show you, I love history. I could get lost just going to antique stores and literally 12 hours just look up, like, is this value? Where did this come from? What is this thing? Like, I could literally spend my life doing that. I just love looking at old stuff. Okay, this is a gorgeous picture. Her mom must have loved geese and things like that, because she has this and then she has the geese theme going on with that mid-century modern piece. Darling picture, but it is pretty common actually. And same with this. This came right up, even with the cap. The cap would have made it a little bit more rare, but not worth enough to do. This one, Palmer, let's see, Palmerton Dairy, Sanitary Dairy, very cute. It's not quite a baby face, it just has a cream top. I lived on a dairy farm in Norway when I went there for the year, and oh my goodness, I was a teenager, very active, working out all the time, that kind of stuff, going with friends. But I lived on this dairy farm and they drank the cream, man, and I think I gained like 20 pounds in the year. I mean, part of it was being away from home, being on my own, and, you know, and things like that. But definitely had a little bit too much cream that year. Oh my goodness, that was fun. All right, Bowman Dairy Company. Very big one, and if I was going to sell this, even if it had value, I would have felt like I had to get a brush and clean it all out. So, you know, it doesn't have any value. That's okay with me on that. You can't say I don't have real life TV going on here, guys. There's no fake stuff here. It's not staged, that's for sure. I have to keep walking back there. Country Club Dairy, just darling. I could see if someone had the right house and the right kitchen with stuff up above, these would be darling. You know, if you have one of those kitchens and this is your one collectible, I mean, this would be a darling focal wall or whatever. Just cute. I feel bad. We just were overwhelmed when she was up there at the place where her parents lived. I tried to help her over the phone, and I said, you know, I'm available for all the days that you're there, to just kind of avoid her bringing stuff home that she didn't want, that wasn't worth money. But she ran out of time. Like I've told you before, they had like a $4,000 garage sale because it was a farm. And so who knows what you know, I just couldn't help her look up. But they got money, you know, and it got to other people. It helped resellers like us. You know, in the end, that's fine, you know, even though I didn't get it all. I wanted it all, but it's okay. Other resellers, I'm sure, were there, and I'm sure they got a lot of stuff. But, you know, God is giving me the jewelry to work on, and that's a blessing. That's a lot of consignment money there, so that's fine. But it's just like when you're looking it up, you realize, oh, okay, I thought the milk bottles might have value, but the actual steel carrier, the little carrier that would hold 4 or 5 milk bottles, that's what's worth $50 or $60 on eBay, just automatically. And then the steel milk crates are also what's worth money. So, you know, who knew? Who knows? This is really cute, Mullins Dairy. Very cute, but no money. Okay, I need to see what she said about these dolls. Let's see. Okay. She's not sentimental about the paper dolls. Let's see. Okay, so, yeah, and this is her. She said, you know, no monetary or no sentimental thing in this. She said they took a literal ton of household items to the dump, which, you know, they were just overwhelmed. You know, part of you as a reseller, you want to judge it and say, well, why didn't they just stay 3 or 4 weeks and have another garage sale? But people who don't garage sale don't realize that by staying a whole month, they could have made $10,000 on this type of stuff. Like, and they took 30 bags of clothing to the Goodwill. And if you've seen any of the jewelry at all that I've shown you that came from that household, you know that a person who wears that kind of jewelry would not wear junk clothing either. And so, you know, I'm just like, oh, I want to just drive up there and go to the Goodwill to see if any's left, but it's like, you know, 15 hours away. But the point is that, you know, it's hard not to judge and think, well, don't you see all the value, like, in all the stuff that you just, you know, dumped? But they tried having the garage sale. I think most, I hope, I'm not sure, because you watch that hoarding show and stuff that you and I would sell for hundreds. Even the hoarder people helping the hoarders just put it in a thing to help them get rid of it, and they don't even try to sell it or donate it. They just take it straight to the dump, and you're like, ugh. But anyway, same here, you know, no judgment on the family. This is overwhelming, and especially when it's an emotional situation. So you can't judge them, but you just wonder what was in there. So she has no sentimental value to these. So these are all cut. I've sold some of these before. I found them, you know, uncut and sold them, and then they go for $20 or $30, sometimes more. This I thought maybe was rare. You know, who saves an ice cream thing? But tons of people do. Not rare at all. Worth like $10. So I'm just going to give this back to her. I really thought, oh, well, who would save an ice cream box? But everybody, I guess. Everybody does. Same with these. They're all cut. There's pieces in there. So I'm just going to do one big lot on all the cut paper dolls. I'll just take 24 photos. I've sold this one before, either uncut or in much better condition, but this one got a lot of damage. So as far as like mold damage. So not worth a thing in that condition. These are all cute. But now when I was researching these, if you ever see the Queen Elizabeth and the Queen Anne, or is it Princess Anne, paper dolls, just 2 paper dolls. That's it. No book, no nothing. Just Queen Elizabeth and Princess Anne. Those 2 girl things, if you happen to recognize them or know what they are, they're worth $60, just the 2 figures. But all these are cute, but lots of cutouts and all that. And so I'm just going to try to hopefully get like $40. I'm just going to put them all in one lot today and get those done. Then the Rambo lunchbox. Now, if she had had the thermos, it would have been worth more, but there's no thermos, and the green one seems to be a lot more common. Now, this red one, I can probably eke about $15 to $20 out of it, but that's it. So I don't know if I'm going to bother with it. I'll look it up again and see the actual sold comps, but she's okay with taking back like the toys that aren't worth money. All right, let's see where we're at now. This tablecloth has absolutely no markings. So, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and give it back to her. If it had even a small signature, and I will check one more time, but, and if it had more of the oranges and the greens and the mid-century modern look or the 70s look, I'm a little better at that, but I just don't. I'll probably take a quick Google Lens snap to see. There is no tag. If any of you happen to know that this is something I should be doing, it's like a tea towel tablecloth fabric. Not muslin, but whatever that's called. Just tea towel fabric's the only thing I know of. But unfortunately, I don't think this is even worth doing anything with either. But I will take a quick Google Lens snap and just make sure. Okay, then she told me up front she really likes this. She just thought because it is Fenton and Carnival that maybe it was worth more. There are 5 more of these. So we have the bowl plus the 6 of the berry bowls. And, you know, it's a pretty common pattern. It was not hard to find. Unfortunately, the set itself goes for about $50 to $60 plus shipping. It would sell pretty quick, but you know, she likes it enough that her share of that after eBay fees paying me and, you know, the fees on the shipping would be extensive because, again, I would charge probably $30 to ship this just because I would double box each piece separate and then put it down in another. So, she's only going to get like $20, $25, so she's going to keep this. So I will wrap this back up carefully and get it back to her sooner rather than later. I'm nervous having all this stuff on hand. I'm not nervous having my own glass on hand, you know, because if I break it, well, I mean, it's scary. The only time I was nervous selling something breakable is when I sold that Cabbage Rose teacup. Look up Cabbage Rose teacups, and I can't even remember the brand of the one I sold. It was like a year ago, but it was worth $400, and I had to ship that thing, and I was like, oh. I hate dealing with stuff like that. I love the money of it, but I hate dealing with it. Okay, let's see where we're at now. This thing, cute butter mold. I think you should always look up butter molds. They can be worth a lot, but this is a very common oak leaf and acorn one, and there are 2 or 3 available now, and I don't think there's any sold in the last 2 years. I looked all of this up on Terapeak just to make sure. Now these I don't think you can sell on eBay anymore anyway, so I don't know what the value would be now, but I'm just going to give them back to her and just tell her. I tried looking them up. I looked up the company, Salt and Pepper Shakers, just to make sure. It does say Jemima here and Moses, I think it does. Or, yeah, but, you know, they're just not politically correct to sell that. This here, not worth anything. It's a really cute old-fashioned ice pick, but not worth anything. Same with this. This is a milk spoon or a cream spoon. Not worth enough to sell. And then this is really cute. This is from the New York World's Fair. I just love stuff like this. I mean, just, you know, whole families taking the train across the country. Maybe not in 1965 as much. Maybe some people flew and stuff. But, you know, those early world fairs. I mean, wow. But this is by a company called Unisphere. And, I mean, I thought maybe it had some value, but these are very common. That was a big deal to a lot of people growing up to go to the World's Fair, and they just kept all these collectibles. I even had a postcard I showed you once from, I want to say, the Chicago World's Fair. And it was a handwritten postcard that had been bought at the fair and sent back home to Wyoming. And it talked about chickens and how they missed Wyoming and all this. And I really thought that would sell for something. But I tried for years. And I just could not market it and get it sold. All right, guys. I think, let me look around. We're going to have several hauls today. So if I miss something, it's fine. I think that is all right now that I've dealt with. So I am going to rewrap everything that needs to go and put it back in her tubs and put it out in my car and just, you know, try to start clearing this office. So the next thing I'm going to do is a haul from the bins yesterday. I went to the bins and then I went and sold it at Consignment, and the results are great again. I'm very happy for the little bit of time I spent with what happened at those 2 Consignment stores. So I'll be talking about that, but I can't even remotely do that till I get all of this back outside in my car wrapped up. And of course I'll lock it up in Wyoming, you know, in my long driveway. It's fine. I would not do that just anywhere, but So I'm going to box it all up, tape it, and give it back to her. And that will clear out a ton of space in my office. Then I think I'll do... No, I think I'll do the haul next because I want to wait to ship till noon and try to get some more things launched. So you'll be hearing from me. I will be back in just a couple hours with another video. Thank you for taking a trip with me through, like, I don't know what, probably 1930s, 1940s collectibles, a lot of these things. Just very interesting to see. All right, I'll talk to you later. Smash the thumbs up if you don't mind. Have a good day.